This is the God of gods, the Son of suns, the universe of universes, the headset to rule all headsets, the Oculus the Meta Quest 2, and that's kind of the problem. Since the Quest 2's release, it's absolutely obliterated the VR market in terms of competition. In January of this year, 46% of Steam VR users use the Quest 2. Right now, it has an insane amount of domination over the VR industry, to the point where using any headset other than the Quest 2 can honestly feel like you're an afterthought. The amount of games that I've played with no issue at all on the Quest 2, both natively and via a link cable, they run flawlessly on Quest, only to then switch to my index and spend 30 minutes messing with Steam VR visual settings to get it to run properly, only to then still run into some performance issues has happened way too many times for me to count. Paying $1,000 to play PCVR has never felt so cheap. From broken base stations, broken controllers, thumbstick drift, broken head straps, a GPU shortage. PCVR right now, as great as it can genuinely be, feels overshadowed by the fixation on native Quest play. And because of that, I've drifted away almost entirely from PCVR. I've drifted from Boneworks, Blade and Sorcery, Half-Life Alyx, borderline life-changing games just to play some table tennis without a fucking cable. Until now. Oh, and by the way, just saying, I'm trying to hit 1 million subs before the end of the year, and as you can see so far, this has been a tremendous success. So if you like anything you see here today, a like and sub would go a long way in getting my YouTube career back on its rails. This is the Varjo Aero. You may have seen the Varjo XR3 before, the photorealistic, true-to-life mixed reality VR headset that's $5,995 plus a $1,495 yearly subscription.
Oh, me.
Obviously, this was a headset designed for enterprise use and wasn't really designed for me and you until now.
Got a headset. We just got a headset. I wonder who it's from. It came with a USB. I've already installed the spyware, Varjo. I don't even know which one they sent me, dude.
I don't know.
Oh, they sent me the cheap consumer version. Oh my god. I wanted the expensive one.
The Varjo Aero is a prosumer-based VR headset available to a more consumer-grade audience. How much? Okay, well, give me a minute. I'm gonna get to that. First, let me be super freaking clear. This is not a sponsored video at all. Varjo sent me this headset to try out, and I sent it back in like a week or so. And like anything I review on this channel, if it sucks big donkey balls, I will tell you it sucks big donkey balls. But if it's sexier than your mother, you can guarantee that I'll shout about it from the fucking rooftops. Also, if there's anything in this video that I didn't cover about the Aero because I'm a moron and I forgot to cover it, check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/GetHip, where I'll be streaming with the Aero over the next couple of days, or join my Discord at discord.gg/GetHip, which just hit 10,000 members. And I'd like to say, I really appreciate Varjo. When they reached out looking to send this over, I kind of had to ask them, seriously? Have you seen any of my videos? I'm a chimp that knows like every fucking Fortnite dance back to back and literally speaks straight mind to mouth with about anything I'm given. So surely a somewhat professionally aimed VR manufacturer would want to think twice about giving a literal toddler a multi-$1,000 VR headset to play with. And Varjo were like, yeah, there you go. So mad respect, big appreciate for Varjo. And in light of just speaking mind to mouth, this headset was a little freaking busted when it arrived. It's a demo unit and it shows. The front cover was scratched up and covered in fingerprints.
Look at that. Disgusting.
The cable had a slice cut out of it large enough to allow some actual wire from within the cable to get through, which obviously isn't fucking good and may have contributed to some of the issues that I did suffer with this headset, which I will get to in a moment.
Let's get this cable out. Okay, come on, dude. Who did this, man? A toddler? Like, I can actually touch the... Mate, I did not do this. I literally just took it out of the box.
This headset sports dual mini LED displays with the 2880 by 2720 resolution, 102 degree FOV, crystal clear aspheric lenses. I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't know what the fucking asthmatic lenses, automatic IPD adjustment, lightweight design, full Steam VR support, active cooling, and this thing blew my fucking mind.
Oh, I'm in VR. Eye tracking calibration. What? That was crazy. No way, dude. It's literally tracking my eye. What? It's like mechanical lenses. This is comfortable as well. This feels good, man. This is Leo. Leo, come check this out.
It's weird, man. What the hell? This is insane.
This is the first time in a long time that I felt a genuine excitement for PCVR. Remember how I said earlier that I kind of felt like I was drifting away from the wonders of PCVR? Well, this headset basically plugs straight into my brain and supercharged it with love for PCVR. Playing Blade and Sorcery with this thing with near photorealistic looking graphics, or actually being able to see flaws in Half-Life Alyx's texture quality because the display is so goddamn clear.
You know what's crazy? This is maxed out. This is the first time I've looked at one of these headcrab models and actually felt that the texture quality isn't as good as I remember. And I think maybe the Varjo is exposing some of the texture quality. Like when I look at this pole, you know, I look at this wood, now I can really see the detail in it. What looked amazing on the index now definitely looks a little lackluster here.
The feeling like I'm wearing a goddamn transformer on my head when it automatically adjusts its lenses whenever I put the headset on, like MCU Spider-Man's adjustable lenses. Seriously, one of the coolest fucking things I've ever experienced in a VR headset. Feeling the lenses just move perfectly into place by scanning my eyes to give me crystal clear vision. Literally explosive diarrheas all over Mark's dog water 3 setting IPD adjustment bullshit on the Quest 2. This thing is slightly heavier than the Quest 2, at least when you compare them side by side, yet the astoundingly good head strap design balances the headset so effortlessly on my head that it easily felt like the lightest VR headset I have ever used. Now, let me get serious for a moment here. This is how you design a VR head strap. Every single VR headset from now on should ship with this head strap. It is incredible.
Does it feel good on your head?
Oh yeah, comfy. No.
Do you think you could wear that for a while and
Oh yeah.
not?
Oh yeah.
The head strap has an adjustment pad that sits just above your forehead and takes the brunt of the weight of the headset. This allows you to not only perfectly balance the headset on your head, but also allows you to get the lenses perfectly level with your eyes. It also has notch adjustments on the side that adjust the headset's tilt, as well as a rear adjustment knob. The head strap is thin and from a distance definitely looks flimsy and breakable, but I never once felt like this thing was gonna break on me. And in terms of material choice, the entire head strap and headset as a whole feels premium and robust. From the cool metal of the rear adjustment knob that just makes it so satisfying to even touch and turn, to the matte black finish, fabric-like material around the face pad, and the gloss black front visor, this thing doesn't need like a wacky over-the-top design to stand out. This is functionality over flash, and it is gorgeous. Though, like the Index's front visor, this thing is a fucking fingerprint magnet, and I would have just preferred for it to just be matte black as well. But onto the main fucking event. The display on this headset is off its fucking rocker. This display is so goddamn clear, it was near impossible to see individual pixels. In fact, the only way I could even see individual pixels was by going into specific games like Beat Saber, looking at specific shades of white text at specific angles to even get a glimpse at any pixels. Also, I forgot to mention this in my original recording because it slipped my mind because of just how good the lenses are on this headset. I didn't notice any glare. At least, I don't think I noticed any glare because I completely forgot to mention it. It's honestly incredible to just be able to play with a VR headset and not feel like you have sun in your eyes the entire time. This goes especially for the Index, which has particularly bad glare, and personally for me drags that entire headset down. And even the Quest 2 with its better lenses still experiences some glare. So the asymmetric lenses that the Varjo Aero uses definitely seem like the future for VR headsets. I really hope to see lenses like these implemented in the future. Playing without glare finally gets us that whole jump closer to actually feeling like an extension of reality. Good fucking job, Varjo. The color accuracy is absolutely bonkers as well. Never has VR felt so goddamn real. Shadows, god rays, literally a blank brick wall. Everything looks so accurate in this headset. The black levels, however, did seem a little bit lackluster, at least when I was in some dimmer areas in Half-Life Alyx. I got a brief look at the eye tracking as well when I booted up the headset for the first couple of times. It overlays essentially like an eye tracker overlay in VR, so you can see the headset in real time tracking your eyes. It's magical, especially as you can't see any obvious cameras or sensors when you look around the lenses. Now, I didn't get the chance to try out the eye tracking in any games. Me, Leo, and Haz speed ran through a bunch of games testing the headset and never really got around to it, but judging by how well it was correcting for each of our IPDs, like perfectly, between each of us swapping it around, and the initial glimpses at the eye tracking outlines, it definitely seems like it's very solid. More testing is required to make like a definitive statement on that. Now, obviously, one of the biggest points of tension with this entire thing For a headset with such a goddamn crystal clear display, I was pretty blown away by the performance. Almost every game that I tried at least ran respectively well. Though it is worth noting I am running this with an RTX 3090 Supreme X and a Ryzen 7 5800X. You know, respectable performance. By the way, I tested all these games at the headset's highest resolution in the app. And honestly, I'm just happy to have a headset that doesn't give me any instantaneous eye strain. The Quest 2, the Index, the PSVR, the Rift CV1, all of them gave me some level of eye strain within the first 20 minutes of playtime. Even after about an hour of on and off consistent playtime, I noticed no eye strain whatsoever, which was just crazy to me. I've never had a VR experience where I haven't had to take breaks or take the headset off to readjust. This thing just works. I think it's the combination of the perfect eye-tracked IPD adjustment, the crystal clear display, the color accuracy, and the slightly wider than normal FOV that gives this seamless transition eye strain wise from real life to VR. That said, I do have like one serious legitimate issue with this display. As you look towards the edges of the screen, the image begins to warp around you. Now I can't figure out if this is actually just how the display is, or this is being caused by the lenses, or a mix of both. But imagine someone got a piece of paper with a picture on it and just fucking wrapped it around your face. That's kind of what this display can look at certain angles with certain objects. Unfortunately, because of this warped edge issue, almost every game that you play kind of feels like some weird trippy dream sequence from a movie. It just kind of broke what was otherwise such a beautiful looking display. I tried Varjo's distortion correction option that's I think still in beta, but it honestly just didn't seem to help at all. Maybe this distortion has something to do with the slightly damaged cable that I mentioned earlier, but I'm not entirely sure because I'm not a cable professor, geologist, mathematician. I also noticed that even in some games that were running well within my performance range in Steam VR, I was experiencing some pretty heavy motion blur on the headset whenever I moved my head fast, which made fast movements feel a little sluggish and a little bit disorienting. And I also briefly mentioned resolution settings back there for a moment. The Aero has its own proprietary software. Except Varjo's software is actually pretty damn good. When I was faced with yet another piece of proprietary software for yet another VR headset, I totally rolled my eyes and I was honestly like, here we go again. But Varjo's install went great. They include a USB that installed the CIA straight into my PC. But in all seriousness, the software itself was super easy to understand. Everything is laid out in a simple and accessible manner. Everything just worked. However, I ran into probably one of the most frustrating bugs I have ever encountered on a VR headset ever. Let me be clear, I couldn't figure out exactly what caused this. I don't know if it's Varjo specific or if I somehow caused this. Mid-game, whenever someone pulled down the index controller trigger and dragged their hand when they were moving and deleting and resizing everything on my fucking desktop. Now I think this is due to the Varjo home environment basically running in the background. It doesn't seem to ever fully close unless you're maybe just using Steam VR without Varjo base open. Because of this, the desktop overlay in the Varjo home world was still open and able to be accidentally used while you could be fighting people in Blade and Sorcery. Now I didn't get the time to test this properly, but I think if you just switch off the virtual desktop option in the Varjo app, this may fix the problem. Still, I hope Varjo fixes this if this is a Varjo specific issue, because it's hideously fucking irritating and honestly kind of dangerous to anyone that does a lot of work on their computer and suddenly have it all deleted. And talking about some negatives, there are definitely a couple more. One, remember that price that I said I was gonna get to? Well, this is why. I wanted some space to just talk about this properly. This headset is nearly $2,000. It comes with no controllers, no base stations, and most frustratingly, no microphone and no speakers. Hey, future GetHip here. Apparently, Varjo actually do include some earbuds with the Aero. I just didn't get any with my demo unit. Kind of obvious reasons. It'd be disgusting for them to send me earbuds. And apparently, those earbuds have some level of microphone on them, but some users do say that they are a bit Don't get me wrong, visually this thing is astounding, and comfort-wise, it's also astounding. But the fact that the Index, hardware issues and all, can provide a $1,000 package that gives you 2 base stations, 2 controllers, and a very solid headset with astoundingly good audio, both microphone and headphone-wise, it's honestly a joke that Varjo couldn't provide at least a base-level microphone and speakers. That wasn't just, a mobile phone earbud set. They do provide a 3.5 jack that allows you to basically choose for yourself what headphones or earbuds or microphone you use. The price, though, for this headset without these things just seems a little insane. The Aero, if anything, it's a glimpse for all of us into the future of consumer-based VR. This sort of tech is already being worked on for future Quest headsets. Eye tracking is clearly something that Meta have been working on for a while, so the possibility for future headsets to have this sort of automatic IPD adjustment makes me incredibly freaking excited. This headstrap design, this functionality over flash, the clarity, the color accuracy, these are all things that shown by this magnificent headset, although, you know, with a few issues, are possible right now. It's right here, albeit for a premium price, but it won't be that way for long. And let me tell you, you are in for a freaking dope ride, at least hardware-wise, floating into this future of VR. Thank you, Varjo. This thing is pretty freaking awesome.
Well, if you're surfing, you don't confuse yourself with the wave. The wave.
Also, I stream regularly over at my Twitch at twitch.tv/GetHip, link in the description down below, and I have a Twitter and an Instagram. I gotta edit this whole video.